Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, because Commander's number one. I'm joined with Slothy and Sherman. Slothy, how you doing today?
Uh, Switching it up. I'm doing pretty well. Had a good week. Went to Cairo a couple times, so my back's feeling better than it has been. How are you?
Not horrible. I had a small leak in my house, so we've cut a big hole in my ceiling. I didn't quite understand the term skylight when I was doing this, so now I just have a hole that shows the other floor of my house. But leak seems to be good, so I guess I can't complain too much. Other than that, good. I was just off work for a week finally, which I never get time, so I got lots of games and lots of deck building. Oh, too much deck building. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited to show some people some of these decks. But no, other than that, it's been good. It was a busy week. I played Magic till like 11:30 last night, and then here we are, bright
Nice.
and early today. Yeah. And how are you doing, Sherman?
I am getting tired as the time goes. Haven't not made any coffee yet. I'm like, I don't need coffee. After this, I'll just go back to bed.
Right, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, mistakes.
Yes, it is. It is bright and early for us today. We're doing a double take of this one because there's just a lot of cards to talk about. We're finally into Bloomburrow spoilers, a set that I haven't shut up about since they started posting. Like the when they made the initial spoilers of Bloomburrow, what is it now? 2 years ago? No, but it's been a while ago. I really just like the artwork. I like the set
Mm-hmm.
direction. Uh, I'm, I'm not as disappointed as many would think with the list for a lot of the stuff lately. I've been like, this is blah blah blah. It's pretty good. I
Mm,
am a fan so far. I don't know how you guys feel about the sets from what you've seen passingly.
The flavor seems nice.
Um, the flavor seems nice, but honestly, I'm still on Assassin's Creed,
That's a pro.
so I haven't looked too much into the Bloomberg spoilers.
That's the problem, right? We don't have any time to process sets.
Mm-hmm.
You can't savor the flavor.
Um, I I
Exactly.
I liked the Assassin's Creed stuff more than I thought I was going to, and then this was like immediately after, right? And there's no time to process and actually build. I'm trying to find really quickly. I saved it on my phone so I could see what the yes, here it is. So we got this is the time from set to spoilers that we've had so far this year. We've got Markov Manor, and then what was PIP?
PI.
Fallout.
That was
Yeah.
Fallout. Okay, so that was
Yes.
14 days between the release and the next spoilers. Between Fallout and Thunder Junction was 18 days. Uh, Thunder Junction and Modern Horizons 3, 24 days. Modern Horizons 3 and Assassin's Creed 4 days. And Assassin's Creed and Bloomburrow 5 days. So this is actually going to be the longest one coming up. Bloomburrow to Duskmorn is going to be like a 30-day gap, which I am grateful for.
Yeah.
It's just too much product is like it's been way too much product this year. Like and it's good product, right? Like that's the big problem for a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people is that they're fun. They're oh well, I've got to get it now, and you have reasonable FOMO. I didn't. I was like, you know what? I'm not buying the Fallout decks. It's okay. And now every time I see all the Fallout decks, I'm like, wow, these look really fun. I wish I'd picked up the Mothman. I wish like they all seem
Mm-hmm.
like they play pretty good. So it's kind of a bummer. Before we even get into, we're gonna jump into spoilers for the Commander product first. I think that they did a terrible job with the Mrs. Bumbleflower deck. I I saw this deck list. I looked at what it was, and I have been avidly complaining ever since. I think it's one of the worst jobs they've done designing a precon in a long time. To me, it harkens back to like the old days. You know, like the oldest commanders where they had like two separate commanders in the list, and then it was like very different. Like a great example is Aquarius commanders when they had Calamax, which they didn't really
Mm-hmm.
build a deck too much around Calamax, and then they also put Xeris in. They didn't really build the deck too much around Xeris, and the deck like playable. It's not really playable out of the box like that. There's tons of great like Xeris decks, tons of great Calamax decks, but you'd never leave that pre. This is kind of like that. The If you're gonna put, and I'm on a tangent on this one. If you're gonna put Group Hug on the front of your deck as your main theme, you got to put more than 17 Group Hug cards. And I don't know if maybe they don't understand what Group Hug is. Like this deck was missing like all of the classic Group Hug staples of that. Like it had more cards for like personal counters than that. And like who Group Hugs to give yourself like 1/1 counters? Like it has like Colonian Hydra, Realm Coach. I have problems. With the deck. That's it. That's the rant for the moment. We'll get there when we get there, but let's jump into the commander spoilers of what there is. So I'll start us off with our first one. It is, there we go, pull that up. It's Arthur, Marigold Knight. And I actually do really, really like this. Looks like they took another shot at like Winota, which I'm a big fan of.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's the other. That's the other thing. Before I even get into that, number one, you can't advertise that there's 3 commanders and then be like, there's actually 2 in a planeswalker. Horrible. But anyways, this is the alternate commander in the Family Matters deck, the Offspring one.
Mm-hmm.
And Arthur Marigold Knight with his little marigold shield. Love it. I'm in love with the artwork. Is 2, a blue, a red, a white for a 4/5 mouse knight with haste. That's not horrendous stats. Arthur has haste. Whenever Arthur and at least one other creature attack, you look at your top 6 cards of your library. You can put a creature from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. The rest on the bottom in a random order. Return the creature to its owner's hand at the end of combat. Like a fair Winota.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Like I was really happy to see this one. The fact that it doesn't stay means you can't be too greedy with it.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, you're gonna have just a huge hand of like massive creatures and no way to play them. But a lot of really low to the ground ETB 3 CMCs. But it looks like a really, really cool commander to build based on that. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Yeah, I think it could be interesting.
Yeah. Like it can definitely be
I,
interesting. Because like you're like you said, you're not gonna put in like high casting cost creatures because it's gonna go to your hand. It doesn't stay on the field.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
like it's nice to put in like a Diluvian Primordial, for example, right? Like you get that drop in that ETB, but then you've got a 7 drop in your hand that's for a lot of the time probably gonna be dead,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like I felt it's a lot more balanced. There's an actual downside to playing it. Arthur is like removable and killable. No inherent protection.
Yeah.
So
It
I
doesn't
like it.
have
It's
ward.
Yeah, exactly. No ward. It's not like Winota where it's making all this stuff indestructible, and Winota itself doesn't have to attack. Like I think this is just a balanced commander. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a Belladross Witherbloom reprint, and everyone knows how I feel about Belladross. That's a great reprint. Who wants to take the next one here?
I can do it.
I,
Or you want to go ahead, do it.
I just know you've already built the deck off the next new one.
Oh.
Um,
Oh.
we've got Bello, Bard of the Brambles next. 1 red and a green for a 3/3 legendary raccoon bard. This is the face commander of the, I forget what it's called, but the
I should pull up what their names are quick.
graveyard deck. Yeah.
Let me see what we're working with on these ones. It is Bloomburrow commander deck names.
Let's see.
Okay, so
This
there is
one is
The animated army.
There we go.
yeah.
Sherman gets there. Yeah, animated army.
Sherman gets it.
There
Uh,
we go.
but yeah, During your turn, each non-equipment artifact and non-aura enchantment you control with mana value 4 or greater is a 4/4 elemental creature in addition to its other types and has indestructible, haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
Yeah. I
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting commander in my opinion.
I didn't think I was gonna like the look of it, but the indestructible and haste on your enchantments, like even just looking at like the base deck list and stuff, like having like a Warstorm Surge that can swing and is indestructible is a little silly.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you're not like your creatures are surviving basically all board wipes because on your turn,
Hopefully.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on your turn, indestructible, right? And on
Yeah.
opponent's turn, they're not creatures. So unless someone's playing
True.
like a mass, like a farewell, someone brings a farewell to this. Ooh.
Hopefully they're not gonna settle wreckage with you.
Yeah, right. That would hurt. I gotta say the artwork of all these face commanders was killer.
Agreed.
Yes, absolutely.
They
Agreed.
knocked it out of the park with these. These are some of the coolest artworks I've seen in a long time. They also have like a Japanese full art version, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bootlegger's stash reprint in one of the decks, which is nuts. A Chatterfang, Chatterfang reprint, but they didn't give you the new cool artwork. So there's two new cool artworks. That's the big problem. Is they made all these new cool things, but they don't give you that artwork. You gotta find it. You gotta go searching. Buy packs, everyone. Buy packs, right?
Yeah, the collector's packs.
Yeah. But the new artworks for Chatterfang are killer. And again, Chatterfang coming in one of the decks is wicked. Combat Celebrant, Elspeth's Son's Champion in like a mouse version. That one was cool. All right, Sherman, take us away.
All right. Next card we have is Flubs the Fool for a green, blue, red. It is a frog scout. It is legendary creature 0/5. So you may play an additional land on each of your turns. However, whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card if you have no cards in hand. Otherwise, you discard a card. This was an interesting build, in all honesty.
Yeah.
There's so many different
Mm-hmm.
directions you can go in. So, but yeah, this was interesting just because, like, if you have like the moment you have cards in your hand and this is out, you're casting and discarding.
I think it's one of the jankiest cards I've seen them print in a long time. Like it just meant to inherently be jank.
Yeah, like it's when like
Mm-hmm.
truth be told, when I was building this, like it's easy to go in like three different directions and lose track of what you're trying to do, and then you have to go back and refocus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, like I found this one interesting. Whether my deck will work or not is a different story.
Yeah, this one's silliness personified, right?
Yeah.
So it's in the commander spoilers, so I think it's one of their like extra card things that they keep doing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a main set thing, so I think it might be difficult to kind of find. It's really cool that they modeled it after like the tarot card the Fool, like artwork wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was like a pretty neat one. We got a Garrick Cursed Huntsman. That's the Planeswalker reprint that you get for the Squirrel deck. A Grothma All Devouring reprint, but let's crack into the Squirrel one, which again is just such cool artwork. Like these were, they just killed it on all of these. This one's got a pretty wild ability. It's Hazel of the Root Bloom. 2/1 black 1 green for a 3/5 Squirrel Druid. You tap, pay 2 life, tap X untap tokens you control, add X mana in any combination of colors. That's a great ability. Like that, it's kind of pseudo Gaia's Cradle-ish. Like it's sure it has summoning sickness and is a creature and isn't $500, but it's still pretty crazy for tokens. Then at the beginning of your end step, you create a token that's a copy of target token you control. And if that token is a squirrel, instead you create 2 copies. That's wicked.
You Squirrel Commander.
Yeah, and again, like I said, the artwork is awesome. The little flower staff. I'm so into the artwork of this stuff. I cannot say it enough. A big line of reprints: an Ishai Ojutai Dragon Speaker reprint with new art, Jace the Mind Sculptor with new art, Colonian Hydra, Karn with the dumbest art I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, holy smokes.
That
I'm sorry, but that's just bad.
See, the thing is, it's not bad artwork, but it's just so goofy for the card, like for the commander, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But like you compare that compared to like the next card next to it is Kaikar.
yeah.
It's like, come on.
Well, and
Yeah.
when you see like what other commanders you could have gotten, like if you're in there cracking these collector packs and you're getting this Karn versus like the Liliana of the Dark Realms, it's not even the best of Liliana, but the artwork is undisputably gorgeous.
Yeah, it's killer.
Yeah, Liliana as a squirrel is like it's a must have in the deck, right? It's a chase, and they knew what they were doing printing this. They know I wanted in that deck. And then
Yep.
like, yeah, right, you get that, like you said, the Kaikar reprint art is crazy. Liliana's nuts, and then they're like, what if we gave you the silliest looking Karn I've ever seen? I gotta pop it up even bigger on the video. It's pretty dumb looking. It's again, like I said, it's not bad artwork on its own. It's not horrible art, but it's just so the art direction they gave must have been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it is.
We also got the best looking Luminous Broodmoth I've ever seen.
I'm glad they reprinted this one. I need one.
Oh, it's such a good one. That in foil is going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm. Then we've got a new card. We've got Mr. Fox Glove. This is the backup commander in the Bumbleflower deck. Peace Offering.
Yeah.
It is 2 green, white, blue for a 3/5 Fox Rogue with lifelink. Whenever Mr. Fox Glove attacks, draw cards equal to the number of cards in defend player's hand minus the number of cards in your hand. If you didn't draw any cards this way, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there.
Interesting.
So, first off, this is a really cool commander option.
Yeah.
A Bant drop creatures in without a side effect is awesome, and the worst, the downside, like the floor of this card is a draw engine on a commander. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it's when you put something in tapped and attacking, you don't have to have it tapped and attacking that player. So it's very easy to look at Sherman and say, I know you've got 6 cards in hand. Let me swing for 3, and I'll drop whatever in elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, this one's not even tapped and attacking. This one just drops in. So, yeah, you don't even have to
drop it on.
Yeah, you don't even have to politics. Just say, I just want my ETB. Let me have my 3 mana, and I'll leave you be. Like, and you can
my life.
Yeah, you can dump anything into it. But again, why is this like I said, this being a great card is a totally separate issue to why is this the backup in a group hug, and the theme is group hug and 1/1 counters. This doesn't satisfy any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
you drawing is not group hug. I know I make the joke a lot that, oh, it's group hug. This isn't even group hug adjacent. This is just a dump cards in. Like, this is a quick deck tech of this is like you drop in your ETBs, you drop in a Panharmonicon, and you just go swinging crazy with people and try and making deals so that your Fox Glove lives.
Yeah, because it's a 3/5, so it has a big butt.
Yeah. But again, it has nothing to do with counters. Not a word for counter on the card anywhere. Like, maybe there's a backside I'm not seeing. Who knows? But then you know what I mean. And personal draw is great. It's a great ability, but it's not a group hug. It's just objectively has no place in a deck called a group hug deck.
Because with this, like, I could see sort of like your Rego, where you have like low CMC, just drop as many things as you can, attack, refill your hand, and just drop them again. Because like with low CMC, you don't care. You're always gonna be running out of cards.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly it. And it's I like that it's not even as long as an opponent has more cards. It's just the one you attack. So you can go to your combat and say, cards in hand, someone's playing a draw deck. You know what? I do want to go up to 10 cards in hand. I'm going to swing at you. Or, okay, well, I want to put something in. Slothy, I'm coming at you for a 3/5. Like Like it's a very, very cool commander, and it's really, again, really nice
Mhm.
artwork. But I just can't understand the thought
Yeah,
process of,
phenomenal artwork.
yeah, I just can't understand the thought process of, like, here's a group hug deck. Enjoy Mr. Foxglove.
Yeah. And that's like, let's compare it to the actual face commander of the same deck, which is the next card here. Miss
Yes, it is.
Bumbleflower. For a 1 green, white, blue, Rabbit Citizen. It's a 1/5. It has vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell, target opponent draws a card. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gains flying until end of turn. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, you draw 2 cards. This is a definite group hug like commander. And like, compare this to Mr. Foxglove. It's like
Right?
they seem like almost polar opposites.
Yeah, they do such different things.
Wait,
Like, okay, they both have the same size butts.
Yeah. Like my big problem with the Mrs. Bumbleflower thing, because again, this is one of the better art, like better abilities I've ever seen on a commander. I love it. But they
Mhm.
gave it kind of the Nadu treatment of, you can do this every time it goes around the table.
Yeah.
And then they did nothing in the deck to make it so you could do that. There's not a single card in the deck that is like incentivizing you to cast like 2 spells a turn. Like there's not even a monk class where like your second spell is 1 less. Doesn't
Yeah.
exist in the deck. No one even thought about that one. No simple Google search on that. It was crazy. I was the most disappointed I've ever been with a deck list was this one. All the other deck
That's
lists, I was like,
unfortunate.
these are pretty
Mhm.
cool. These are upgradable. I was like, this is a really, really poorly built deck. And again, like this is such a cool ability that you can because you hand out the draws so easy. The 1/1 counters don't have to go on opponent's things, so Mrs. Bumbleflower can get huge so easy. The fact that it gains flying
Mhm.
is your win con right there. Like it's having your commander be able to have so many counters on it and have flying at the cast of a spell. Those are crazy triggers. And like just being able to I cast a Llanowar elf, Sherman draw. I cast a Finhorn elf, Slothy draw. I'm gonna draw 2. My Mrs. Bumbleflower is now a 3/7. You know how big a 3/7
Mhm.
commander is after like 2 more mana? That's crazy. But yes, they didn't put any group hug things in the deck. We're
It's
going through the
frustrating.
list. You guys will see what's in here. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, but
No,
it's
Or-
oh, go ahead.
sorry.
Uh,
Uh, I was just gonna say that, yeah, I've looked at the deck list mostly after you started talking about it. Um,
after I was aggro ranting.
and yeah, and I've built 3 versions of this, all of which are way more group hug, and one of them is really, really mean.
I made so number one is they've done away with the stock cards. You don't get the thick
Mhm.
stock backup commander anymore. And
I
I
remember you're
love
saying that.
that. Yeah. But so I'm gonna have to find more Mrs. Bumbleflowers for that exact same reason, because I've already built a second
Mhm.
version of Bumbleflower too, which is Mrs. Bumbleflower, the table police, where it's all
Yeah.
instance. It's all instance, and everyone's Mrs. Bumbleflowering all day. Counter spells, fine, you can't have your card, but here's a draw.
If you guys do not have the creature floodgate in your decks, I will be very disappointed.
Which one is Floodgate?
It's like a 0/5 blue wall, but if it gains flying, you have to destroy it. And when it leaves the battlefield, it deals 1 damage for each 2 lands you control to each non-blue, non-flying creature.
Interesting.
If I remember correctly, it's like
At
a
least play
3
each
and a blue.
non-blue creature without flying 1 damage for each 2 islands you control.
For
That
each
Yeah. So
2
you have
islands
6
you control.
islands. It deals 3 damage to each non-flying, non-blue creature, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
interesting. That is my deck doesn't
Mm,
have that one. I'll be the first to say that. But that is a very, very
no.
cool card to put in there. I give it
It's just
flying
fun,
matters,
silly card because you can actually give it flying.
right? We've got a Primeval Bounty reprint, which is great. Uh that it just does a lot for people who don't know that one. I will read that one quickly. It's whenever you cast a creature spell, you get a 3/3 green beast. Whenever you cast a non-creature, 3/1/1 counters on target creature you control, which again would have also been pretty good in the Mrs. Bumbleflower if you're doing 1/1 counters. And you're trying to go. They made it a counters deck for you. I don't know why this isn't in that deck, but
Yeah.
and then whenever a land enters, you gain 3 life. Great. They did a Realm Cloak Giant reprint that no one was asking for. That's in the Group Hug deck. Couldn't tell you why.
Let's go.
Couldn't tell you why. I pondered that one all day. They're like they couldn't put a better board wipe or like what is this? Yet not a washout? No. You get Realm Cloak Giant. We have Realm Cloak Giant at home. It's a terrible one. Sphinx of Enlightenment was another reprint in it. A 6 mana, target opponent draws a card and you draw 3 cards. There's just gotta be a more efficient way.
Yeah.
Sun Titan
Yeah.
reprint. Tamio, Field Researcher with the new artwork as a bunny, was the backup one. Pretty awesome. Like artwork. It was cool. There's a Gitrog reprint.
That Gitrog art is awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really like the alternate arts that they made for these ones. There's some very, very cool stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
We have the second face commander of the Squirrel deck, which I think was a pretty cool looking card, actually. I thought it was silly. It's the Odd Acorn Gang. It's 3/1 black, 1 green for a 5/5 Squirrel Warrior, so 5 at 5/5 with Menace, Trample, Reach, keyword soup again. Squirrels you control have tap, target squirrel gets 2/2 and gains trample until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery, which again, squirrel decks can get pretty out of hand, right? Like the old joke all the time is that I'm going to block the flying god of death Emrakul with 13 squirrels and have it die. This would give it 26/26. Nuts. And then this is whenever one or more squirrels you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's a very, very powerful built-in engine.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about it. It's pretty silly looking artwork too, but also really good artwork.
I like the name of it, the Odd Acorn Gang. It's just hilarious to me.
Right?
Is the guy on the one on the left? He's like smoking a pine cone or something.
Oh yeah, something like that.
I say he would be eating it. I wouldn't say smoking it. Just for the fact that Wizards is trying to cater to like children too.
That's fair. That's fair. I like the big spiked tail.
I mean, I feel like with all like the murder and everything, I feel like a little bit of
with Duskmourn's
I don't know.
with Duskmourn's doll of spiders. How family friendly can they be?
Hey, have you ever had a spider as a pet, like a jumping spider? Come on.
I have not. I have
Jumping
not,
spiders are totally different,
have
and
not,
you know
will
that.
not. Yeah.
That doll is made of tons of tiny spiders, unless it's like like a 10-foot tall doll and made of tarantulas.
That doll is made of nightmares. That doll is made of nightmares.
Next one we've got here is, I'm assuming, the backup commander from the
Raccoon
animated
deck,
army deck. Wildseer Scouring Maw, a 3 red and green for a 6/6 legendary elemental wolf with trample, and enchantment spells you cast from your hand have Cascade.
That's a really good ability.
I really like that.
I think that's a good ability in that deck, and I think that's a very strong standalone ability.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think this would be a fun commander to build, just for the fact that you have Cascade.
Yep.
Anytime you have Cascade, it's just fun.
Well, and you can go so easy into the the Sunbird's Invocation kind of route, and you're cascading a lot of the discovery, like the Chimley, whatever card from Ixalan it is.
Can't get countered and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Cover 10.
I thought this was a really, really cool design, especially in the space of that deck. So I'm actually very, very excited to give that raccoon deck a try. Like it does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is the next face commander for the Family Matters deck. It's a Zinnia, Valley's Voice, for a blue, red, white Bird Bard. It's a 1/3. It has flying. And when Valley's voice gets, or sorry, it gets plus X plus 0, where X is the number of other creatures you control with base power of 1. And creature spells you cast have offspring of 2. So, which means like you pay additional 2 colors mana as you cast a creature spell. If you do, when that creature enters the battlefield, or sorry, hang on. If you do, when that creature enters, create a 1/1 token copy of it. Wow, I can't read.
That's an ETB
Yeah.
ability.
All I think once again, Soul Sisters.
That's an ETB ability. So if you have a Panharmonicon and you pay it
Yeah.
on your Soul Sisters, you will get 3 Soul Sisters.
Yeah.
And
Anointed Procession.
and
all
buff
that stuff.
buff your commander by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the ability to get so many a lot of cards, it doesn't really matter what the card is. Like there's so many cards that if you have like another Hero of Bladehold, for instance, right? No one cares that that Hero of Bladehold's a 1/1. I just now have another token generator while I'm swinging, right? Like a lot of people care more about that kind of stuff. I think this
Yeah.
is a really, really strong mechanic.
I think it's really strong. I think it'll be like lots of fun. You know, you can do so much stuff with it. It's kind of crazy.
Now, my other problem though is that this deck and the Arthur deck are going to be very different decks. Why is Arthur the backup commander of this deck again? Like they're again 2 completely different build routes.
That's true.
Right?
That's
Like
true.
Yeah.
like making like 1/1 copies of your creatures and stuff like that versus and like dumping them in on combat versus like I'm making cool creature tokens that I want extras of, so more ETBs, more like they're just such different decks.
Like,
I think I got spoiled by they made really good decks for a while.
yeah.
Right, like the Wise Mothman deck, crazy good deck. All of the Karlov decks, like the murder decks, very focused. Pantlaza, very focused, right? So I just got so used to it. I thought that was their new direction, and then they're like, what if we gave you things that don't work together? You have to buy all the cool artworks that you want separately.
That's once again, they just want you to spend money. That's it, right?
Right?
So, but like, oh, for this commander, like this commander, I actually like I would either go with the Soul Sisters direction or just a bunch of mana dorks, like the mirrors and all that stuff. Sure, you can go infinite easily, but who cares?
It is a very
Yeah.
very cool, like it's a really cool route, and it's very, again, it's very nice artwork. I've got nothing bad to say about the artwork of any of these commanders.
Yeah.
There's not a single one of them that I think is poorly done.
No, the art's been phenomenal.
Yeah, like these are real cool commanders.
Yeah.
We got an Academy Manufacturer reprint, which it literally is always welcome. It'll never not be.
Agreed.
Yeah, we have our first Offspring one that we're getting to. We have an Aether Channeler as well and some lands. Who cares? We have Agate Instigator, which is a 1/3 Lizard Rogue for 1 in a red, and it has Offspring for 1 in a red. And whenever another creature you control enters, deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's a very good ability to be able to have an extra version of.
So it's like impact tremors.
Yeah. A repeatable impact tremors on a 1/3 body is wicked. Also,
and you can double it up because it has offspring.
yeah.
Wow.
Also, all the cards that like have inherent offspring have like baby versions of them as the token copy, which is awesome.
Okay, maybe I do want to get this deck.
I really like it. Slothy, you want to take our next one?
Yeah, we've got Alchemist's Talent. It's 3 in a red for an enchantment class. When it enters, create 2 tapped treasure tokens. Level it up for 1 in a red. And at level 2, treasures you control have tapped to sacrifice this artifact. Add 2 mana of any one color. And paying 4 in a red gets you to level 3, where whenever you cast a spell, if mana from a treasure is spent to cast it, this class deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to each opponent.
That's a fire
That's
card.
really solid.
kind of horrifying. Sure,
That
sure, it
is,
takes a while to get a level up, but still, that's kind of horrifying.
Even just getting it up to the one in a red. There's so many treasure decks right now.
Yeah.
yeah, you only need to, once you get it to level 2, you only need two treasures and one other man
Yeah. The way that
to level 3. It's really fast.
just scrolling back up, I wanted to double check how Bello does read again as well.
They should. Did they
Each
reprint Brilliant Rebel yet?
what's crazy about this one is like the next card that we have as a reprint. So Bello again is each non-artifact and non-aura enchantment is a 4/4 elemental. So it just power buffs all of
Mhm.
these like other cards. So like Arasta becomes like another 4/4 that's going to be indestructible on your turn and can swing.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
Untimed.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. So we've got the Ant Queen reprint, and I love Ant Queen as a as like a mana sink. It's great, and Arasta, a really good
Mhm.
Baleful Strix art. Like that's awesome.
Ooh, yeah.
Beastmaster's Ascension in the best art I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's so killer.
Win
Like
your
that.
bears.
Yeah, getting it huge. Berserker's Onslaught, Biden of Thassa. Birds of Paradise is like another new artwork in the Critters version, but it's not in any of the decks that I know of at
Kudos
least.
for reprinting
Yes.
Bird's Paradise. Let's just say that. That's been a while.
Yeah, birds is always welcome, and pretty birds are even more welcome.
Mhm.
Blade
Yeah.
Splicer, no one really cares about. Blasphemous Act, always good to see. Blasphemous Act with the little mice as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The next card is it? Who's on the next card? Is that you, Sherman?
That's me.
Yeah, this
So
is
we
this
got
is one of. Hang on one second. This is one of the group hug cards. I had to count this as group hug to get to it. All right, but yeah,
this is
this
a
isn't
group.
even.
It has toxic. Oh,
It's not in the
goodness.
squirrel deck. That's crazy.
That's so weird.
All right, all right.
So we got Bloodroot Apothecary for 2 and a green. Squirrel Druid 3/3. It has Toxic 2. When the Apothecary enters, you and target opponent each create a treasure token. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-creature token, that player gets 2 poison counters. How is this? Why is this in group hug?
But I gave you a treasure. Even I can't be like, hey guys, this is group hug. That's no group hug.
No.
This is group hug adjacent with an asterisk.
That's pretty rough.
The asterisk being not really.
It's very cool
This
artwork.
is-
I can say that at least.
Yeah, it's cool,
Yeah.
but it's like it's opposite of group hug.
It should have just been in the squirrel deck.
Yeah, hands down. Should have been in the scroll deck.
Yeah, it's a squirrel. It's not group hug.
Or in the anime army one,
Yeah, again, that could also be.
Yeah.
but not in group hug.
A body of knowledge reprint, a boss's chauffeur reprint. That the boss's chauffeur is in the what's it called deck, the Family Matters deck, and that
Offspring
actually,
one.
Mhm.
yeah, that one is actually a crazy thing to get an offspring of because it enters with a number of 1/1 counters equal to the number of creatures you control, which is going to be a lot. Alliance, whenever another creature you control enters, you put a 1/1 counter on it, and doubling that up is wild. And then it gets a white citizen because if you offspring it, you're getting like 2 probably 10/10s.
Yeah.
And the one that enters is a
Mhm.
1/1 raw instead of 0/0. So that is a huge one. We have the Bright Cat Badger as our next one. I'm pretty sure that's new, right?
Yeah.
So new
I
enough.
think so, yeah.
New enough for me to read. Bright Cat
Badger
Badger's
Druid.
yeah, it is a Badger Druid. 3 and a green. It has Fungus Frolic as an adventure. So 2 and a green, you create 2 saplings. Love saplings. I'm very happy with that. And then it's each fungus and sapling you control has tap to add green, which is so good. And the beginning of your end step, you create a 1/1 green sapling. It's Slimefoot bait all over.
Oh, Slimefoot. How I miss
Yeah.
you.
So it's a very good one.
Then we've got Brushland reprint. Calamity is new.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we got Calamity of Cinders, 5 double red, sorcery. It's got Convoke, deals 6 damage to each untapped creature. What deck was this in?
Probably Family Matters.
Yeah, the Family Matters one most likely.
Because that's Convoke, so you would tap all your offspring creatures
Yeah.
and whatnot.
That's,
Yeah, that would make sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
being able to save 7 of your creatures is pretty solid, and you can attack too, so that you don't even lose them. But that's a very very good one.
Yeah.
Pretty
Mhm.
good land bases in the decks. No actual complaints about those.
Yeah.
Casualty of War reprint is great. Chaos Warp with the
Chaos
raccoon
Warp.
coming through the portal. That's some of the
That's so
coolest
cool.
Chaos Warp artwork I've
I
ever
love
seen.
that. I love that.
Yeah. Chasm Skulker, Chittering Witch, Chitter Splitter, lots. The communal brewing one, lots. I'm not even going over the lands. There's a lot of land ones, but take the communal away.
Yeah. So communal brewing for 2 and a green. Enchantment. When brewing enters any number of target opponents, each draw a card. Put an ingredient counter on communal brewing. Then put an ingredient counter on it for each card drawn this way. Whenever you cast a creature spell, that creature enters with X additional 1/1 counters on it, where X is the number of ingredient counters on communal brewing. That's a now that's a group hug that card.
Right? I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is absolutely a group hug because like, hey, we can all draw. If you guys draw, I get these counters, so my creatures get bigger. But hey, I'm not really attacking anyone because I'm group
I'm
hug.
group hug. I'm chilling out, guys. Just let me have my
Yeah.
1/1 counters. You can all have a
I'm
draw.
here to help you. Help me help you.
The fact you can
Oh,
proliferate this is very cool.
You.
yeah. You could do. I'm thinking this could be fun with. I don't know how much support there is with that in green, but with offspring, and they're coming down as base 5/5s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if everyone ever or yeah, if everyone's pitching in, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Coveted Jewel
Hmm.
Curiosity Crafter is a great reprint. That's never in stock anywhere. Decimate Decree of Pain, Deep Forest Hermit, the best Derevi artwork I've ever seen.
The best Derevi artwork.
Yeah.
That Derevi artwork, I want to build a Derevi art deck now.
I I went and built 2 new Derevi decks just because you showed me that artwork.
Oh, it's so cool.
Mm.
It's really good.
It's
They
so good.
knocked it out of the park with that one.
Hmm.
They did a Devilish Valet reprint. That's in the Family Matters deck as well, which is a great card. That alliance of doubling its power when things enter is
Yeah.
really good. Having multiple of those is awesome.
Hmm.
Domri is the Planeswalker for the Make Trash deck. We have Echoing Assault. Again, I just love the artwork of all these things. Echoing Assault is it me right now? I think it is, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's
Yep.
go. My brain works. Echoing Assault. So 4 in a red. Creature tokens you control have menace, which is very cool. I just love that it's like the mouse and little ghost mice with them. Whenever you attack a player, you choose target
Mm.
non-token creature that's attacking that player. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's 1/1. The token enters tapped and attacking, sack at the beginning of the next end step. Very big fan of this card.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I like every part of it.
Hmm.
I think it's pretty balanced. I love that it brings in your tapped attacking creatures. I love that it gives them menace to get through. I got
Oh
nothing
my
bad to say
goodness.
about this card. The artwork of all these little such a fun part about this set is that like the calamities are they're the big scary things. Like they're the problem, right? And you have all these
Yeah.
like little mice, and the calamities
Hmm.
are just like a cat. You know what I mean? It's just like this is an owl,
Yeah.
and they're just like its wings black out the night. Like I love it. I'm in love with this card. This set was designed great. Endray's Forerunners, Asika's Chariot. Again, that just being an artifact, not having to crew vehicles in the Raccoon deck is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Atali
Hmm.
is a great reprint always. Slothy, please.
Yeah. We've got Evercoat Ursine, 4 and a green for a 6/5 elemental bear with trample. Hideaway 3, Hideaway 3. And whenever Evercoat Ursine deals combat damage to a player, if there are cards exiled with it, you may play one of them without paying its mana cost.
Not horrible.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So
Six
it has
five
trample,
trample
which
at
is
5,
nice.
not bad. Exotic
Yeah.
Orchard, the best artwork I've seen on Exotic Orchard ever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. I like this next card. It's silly Sherman.
So next one we have is Fisher's Talent. So 2 and a green and a blue. Sorry, is it an enchantment class? So, at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal it if it's a land card. Create a 1/1 blue fish creature token if you reveal it this way. Then draw a card. So, to level it up to level 2, you need to pay a green and a blue. So, if you would create a fish token, create a 3/3 blue shark creature token instead. Okay. And then for level 3, you need to pay 4 mana in it, 2 in a green and a blue. If you would create a shark token, create an 8/8 octopus instead.
It's pretty silly. I like it.
That is so stupid. Like oh my goodness. You
But
know what? I do like this card. It's silly. It's nonsense, but it's fun.
yeah, we have a fortune teller's talent. It's another class, 1 blue. You can look at the top card of your library anytime. Pretty solid starting ability. Level up for 3 and a blue. As long as you've cast a spell this turn, you can play cards from the top of your library. Okay. And then 2 and a blue. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 2 less to cast. Again, that's not really a phenomenal. I'm pretty sure that's in the group hug deck. Is it? Am I right with that?
Probably.
Let me.
So, but overall,
Mm,
I would play with this class. I would enjoy this card. Like it's even
mhm.
if you get it up to level 2, okay, it's still cheaper than a future sight, or if not the same amount of mana for future sight.
Oh, I guess it's in the. This one's in the Family Matters deck. So I
In
guess
Zinnia.
the spells you cast from anywhere too. If you're top decking, you're basically free Offspring. That's not bad.
Nah, that's not bad at all.
Forgotten Ancient with new artwork. Galta for some reason. I don't know why. Galta's there. I'm pretty sure Galta is one of the cards in the Raccoon deck, which also didn't really make sense to me because it's not a. Yeah, Galta's in the Raccoon deck. Don't
Mhm.
It's
couldn't
probably
tell.
because you have so many raccoons, or you get so many things that are like big, so you can drop Galta down easily.
I guess I guess but it's just a big creature. It's not really on theme. Just here's a dinosaur, I guess. I don't know. We got Orrery, we got
Yeah.
Gilded Goose with a great reprint. Gilded Lotus, awesome. I think it's who is
Uh,
it? Is Slothy this time?
then
Slothy.
yeah. We've got Gorman's Talent. It's a single green. It's an enchantment class. During your turn, artifacts you control are foods in addition to their other types and have 2 and tap. Sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life. 2 and a green to level up to level 2. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, create a 3/3 green raccoon creature token. And then for 3 and a green, you get up to level 3. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
I
Those
like this card.
those are really
This is a
good
good card.
abilities.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
I'm a big
good
fan
card.
of this one, which
I really have enjoyed the
pretty.
green life gain stuff lately.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's pretty cool. The making raccoons is awesome. The 1/1 counters across everything is awesome. I'm a fan. Gratuitous Violence and Greater
Yeah.
Good reprint, which is awesome. Hanged Executioner, which no one was asking for a reprint of.
Yeah. And then we have. Oh wait, is it my turn or your
Yeah.
turn, Daniel?
No, you know.
Okay, cool. Yay. So we got Hazel's Brewmaster for 3 and a black. Squirrel Warlock. It's a 3/4. It has menace. Whenever Hazel's Brewmaster enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard and create a food token. Foods you control have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Hazel's Brewmaster. This should have been a commander. Like, I wish they made this legendary because this would have been so much fun.
It's a pretty cool card.
Mm-hmm.
I do
I think
like
it's
that one a lot.
interesting as hell.
Yeah. We got a Helm of the Host reprint. I'm pretty sure that one's in the Raccoon deck. I can't remember what's in what deck, so everyone has to bear with me. No, it wouldn't be in the Raccoon deck because it's an enchantment. Who got Helm of the Host?
Or,
The family deck got Helm of the Host,
eh,
which pretty cool still.
Yeah.
We've got Hoofprints of the Stag, Isle of Oblivion, really cool ink eyes artwork as a reprint.
Yeah.
We have the Bat Zerker eating the strawberries. I love it. It's 3 and a black for a 2/4. When it enters, create a food token. Then you can exile 3 cards from your graveyard. If you do, repeat it, which is cool. But this ability is very strong for food-based decks. 3 and a black, sack X foods. Creatures you control get XO and menace until end of turn. That's a wild ability for foods.
That's strong. Even if you sack 0 foods, who
Mm-hmm.
cares? You just gave everyone menace.
Didn't even think about that. Nothing stops you from using that as just a menace token. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pretty solid. Intellectual Offering reprint.
Yeah.
The next one's so silly.
Yeah. Next one I'm thinking is new. We've got Jacked Rabbit, X 1 and a white for 1/2 Rabbit Warrior, with Raven. Whenever Jacked Rabbit attacks, create a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to Jacked Rabbit's power.
That's such I love it. It's a very cool card to make an offspring of too.
Which,
That's
yeah.
that's interesting.
I love it. We got Jazzle, Joel Rail. Both of those are great reprints. Kodama the East Tree reprint, which is really cool. The partner Kodama. The best artwork they've ever printed on Quain. Not in any of the decks, of course. Don't be nuts.
Yeah.
Llanowar
course not.
Lonespeaker. Aloran of the Third Path is awesome reprint. Lotus Cobra, awesome reprint. Loyal Warhound. A Maelstrom Pulse is great. Mana Gorger Hydra, which is in the one deck, the rabbit deck, the group hug deck. Couldn't tell you why. Mangara Diplomat, also in the group hug deck. Couldn't tell you why. Marrow-Gnawer artwork. The Maskwood Nexus reprint is crazy. There we go. We're finally to a new one.
Yay. So we got a Moonstone Eulogist for 3 double black. Bat Warlock. I love that combo. I love all the bats. Heck. 4/4 flying. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you create a blood token. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Moonstone Eulogist, and you gain 1 life. Hey, you know what? This is a strong card.
That's pretty solid,
I already love blood tokens. This just makes it more fun.
right? We got another new card, which was really cool. Murmuration. 4 and blue. The 4 and a white. Again, another card that I don't think has a place in any of these decks. But it's birds you control get 1/1 and have vigilance, which is cool. Beginning of your end step, for each spell you've cast this turn, you create a 1/2 blue bird with flying named Stormcrow. I don't think it really fits in any of the decks. None of them really storm off. None of them really care about birds. But
Yeah.
it's a very cool card, undeniably. So I like that one. Really cool new Narset artwork, like with what kind of bird is that even?
I don't know. I'm not a bird expert.
Me neither. We're not bird
I know
watchers,
bugs.
but it's a cool one. Nissa Who Shakes the World is hilarious. Everyone kept making jokes. It's Nissa Who Shakes the pond with the frog artworks. I love both of those. Next one is a good one. Slothy, take us away.
Yeah. We've got Octomancer, 3 green and a blue for a 3/3 frog druid with Gift and Octopus. You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast this spell. If you do, when it enters, they create a 8/8 blue octopus creature token. At the beginning of each end step, create a token that's a copy of target creature token that entered the battlefield this turn.
Oh yeah, that's a fun card. That's a fun group hug.
Yeah.
The fact that it's also each end step is wicked. So anyone else making tokens on their turns is cool.
Treasures, clues, you name it.
Yeah. I really like the Octomancer. Ogre Slumlord reprint, Outpost Siege reprint, Path of Discovery reprint. This is a cool gift. The next one.
Next one, Perch Protection for 4 double white. Instant. Gift an extra turn. Whoa. You make so Create 4 2/2 blue bird creature tokens with flying. If the gift was promised, all permanents you control phase out. And until your next turn, your life total can't change and you gain protection from everything. Exile perch protection. So they try to fix Teferi's protection.
Yeah.
Well, you put this in white though, don't you? Like, you have what's it? Trouble in pairs.
I don't think that's
Hmm.
the one.
Trouble in Paris is like it should be the one like if someone wants to take an extra turn,
Oh, skip it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So why would you put it in white as well?
I love this idea. Someone's a problem. They try to come at me like someone's got an overwhelming board state. I say no, but here's an extra turn.
Yeah, but you have to have you have to have 6 mana up. That's a lot.
It's still pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I like it.
Every time I see stuff like this, they make me want to go with infinite mana combos. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
like it is.
I really like it. We also have Polywog Prodigy. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 frog wizard with evolve. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell with mana value less than its power, you draw a card. That's a pretty good ability.
That's sweet. I like that. And he brought back evolve again. Nice.
Yeah. Let's go.
Promise of loyalty reprint. Next one,
Mm,
new card.
Yeah. Next one we've got is Prosperous Bandit. 2 and a red for a 2/2 raccoon rogue with offspring 1 and first strike. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create that many tapped treasure tokens.
I
I
like
like
it.
that.
I like it.
Psychosis.
I'm noticing a lot of these. Sorry, a lot of these are really gonna make my Vihon deck a lot scarier, I
Yeah,
think.
right?
Or your Mr. House.
Yeah,
True.
or Mr. House.
Yeah.
True. Mr. House does go off. I think Pyre Swipe is our next one, Sherman.
Um, Pyre Swipe Hawk for 3 double red creature, elemental bird 4/4 flying haste. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, whenever the hawk attacks, it gets plus X plus 0 until end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. Whenever you expend 6, gain control of up to 1 target artifact for as long as you control the hawk. So to expend 6, uh, you expend 6 as you spend your 6 total mana
For
to
the turn.
cast spells during a turn. Huh. Interesting.
Decent ability.
So you expend 6 as you spend your 6 total mana cast spells during. So when you cast this one, they're basically saying all you have to do is spend 1 more mana to expend 6.
Yeah, and then you take someone's artifact.
Hmm.
Interesting. And after that, you have to spend 6 every single time in order to gain control of something.
Yeah, but just passively casting stuff, I
Hmm.
like that as a cool ability.
Yeah. Interesting.
We
I
have
could
our
break this so bad.
we have our Rapid Augmenter, 1 blue 1 red for a 1/3 Otter Artificer. These are tongue twister creature types. It's got haste. Whenever another creature you control.
Artificer.
Yeah, Artificer, exactly. Whenever another creature with base power 1 enters, gains haste on the turn. That's pretty good in a lot of decks. And then whenever another creature you control enters, if it wasn't cast, put a 1/1 counter on it, and Rapid Augmenter can't be blocked. So the 1/1
Nice.
counter on this Rapid Augmenter. So it's pretty big.
I like that.
Restoration Angel reprint. Rishkar, which is in the Group Hug deck, doesn't help anyone Group Hug. Rites of Flourishing with cool artwork. I'll give them that. I'll give them that one. Slothy.
Ooh. We've got the Rolling Hemisphere. 7 mana for an artifact vehicle. It's a 4/4. Rolling Hemisphere gets +1/+1 for each hamster you control. Whenever Rolling Hemisphere attacks, create 3 1/1 red hamster creature tokens. Then it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of hamsters you control, and it's got crew 3. Goodness.
Interesting.
I love how
Interesting
silly
vehicle.
this is.
Yeah.
I like that
The-
in the hamster deck, it's just a 7/7 hamster generator. Yeah, on the first
Yeah.
swing, it's gonna be a 10/10 with that deck. It's pretty crazy.
That's would it?
That sounds about
Yeah, because
right.
you don't have to crew it, right? So the first time you swing, you make 3 hamsters, and it gets 1/1 for each hamster you control. So you're swinging a 10/10 at them. That's indestructible.
Huh.
Yeah, Bellow's pretty crazy.
Fair.
Bellow vehicles. Bellow's the first card that I've seen that has made me be like, all right, vehicles could go off.
So you make it so it's a 4/4, and then no, but there's only 3 hamsters that you get, right? So
No, but you don't have to crew it. Bellow makes it the artifacts
yeah.
and
So
enchantments are their CMC. Oh no, they're a 4/4. They're 4/4 elementals, right?
yeah, they're supposed to be 4/4s.
Okay, so they're 4/4 indestructibles. Okay.
Okay. That's why I was getting confused. Sorry. All right.
I thought it was CMC. I was misremembering.
No,
No.
CMC 4 or greater.
Still pretty cool, but less.
Yeah.
Three less cool.
Three
still
less
still
cool.
only deals 7 damage.
Yeah.
Either way, 7's still a lot.
Yeah, you're one.
It's still 7 cool.
Yeah, you're one swing away from it being as cool as I thought it was.
Yeah. All right. Next new card here we have is Rootcast Apprenticeship for 3 and a green. It's a sorcery. So you get to choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature, or you can create a token that's a copy of target token you control. Target player creates a 1/1 green squirrel creature token, and you have target opponent sacrifices a non-token artifact. Interesting. Not bad.
I
What
thought that was a pretty good
is
one.
this in? Because that does things for all of them.
I'm pretty sure that one is in the what's it called? The squirrel deck. What's that? A sorcery? No, not in the.
Yes, it is.
It is in that one.
It's in the squirrel deck. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting card.
Rootcast, yeah. Again, I think that would have been a better card in the. Like, change this card over to the group hug deck. Give the squirrel deck the squirrel, the apothecary one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's confusing. Maybe they meant to do that and they screwed it up by accident. Who knows?
This is a pretty nuts ability in that squirrel deck though, because like if you have squirrel tokens, you just even if you choose this 3 as the copy token, you're making 6 squirrels and your commander turns that into 2 life, 6. That's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, that is confusing. Why wouldn't they put it in the squirrel deck then?
No, this one is in the squirrel deck. It's not in the group hug deck.
Oh, okay.
I do like them. I do like them basically working on the strawberry. That's pretty cool. I've got to learn the lore of Bloomburrow for sure because it's gonna be strawberry. Maybe with Lorebound, I'll skip an episode and do Bloomburrow's lore. I think that could maybe be fun. Saw in Half reprint, which is number 1, super welcome because it's so good.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's the first black border reprint of a Unfinity card that's ever happened.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is very true.
Which is awesome. And the fact that you can use this in that deck to crack like a Tender Shoot Dryad in half into 2 Tender Shoot Dryads is wild.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I think who's on this next one? The Scurry.
I think you are.
Let's go. Scurry of Squirrels. 2 and a green. It's a 2/2 Squirrel Scout with Myriad. Awesome. And whenever Scurry of Squirrels deals combat damage to a player, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. I like that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of tokens. Second Harvest reprint with a very cool bunny artwork again.
Yeah.
Selvala reprint, Shamanic Revelation reprint, Shield Broker reprint, Siege Gang reprint, Simic Ascendancy, which is a actually decent win con in the group hug deck. Almost too good of a win con in the group hug deck, to be honest. It gets out of hand pretty quick. Skyclave Apparition is a phenomenal reprint. Solemn Simulacrum, of course there is one. Spine of Ishsaw, of course there is one. We got new artwork for Squirrel Mob, which is cool. Steelbird Champion, I guess, is our next one.
Cool. Yeah, so Steel Bird Champion, 2 and a white for a 1/1 mouse soldier with offspring 1 and a white. Vigilance, and whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature.
That's dope. I like that.
Pretty
That's
sick.
so
Our
good.
secret to victory is simple: don't lose.
I like it.
Very simple. I like that.
A few other whatever reprints. Sunbird's Invocation. That artwork goes so hard. That artwork just goes so hard. I got nothing bad to say about that one. Lots of really, really cool stuff. A Swarmyard reprint is, again, wild in the decks.
Needed. That was needed.
That's a good reprint.
And then we got the Swarmyard Massacre for 3 double black sorcery. Create 2 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. Then each creature that isn't an insect, rat, spider, or squirrel gets -1/-1 until end of turn. For each creature you control that's an insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. So if you have like 3 rats, everything that's not those gets -3/-3.
That's a powerhouse board wipe in that deck.
That's really crazy strong.
Yeah. And that's really good artwork too. That artwork also goes very hard.
Oh, this will go great in the spider tribal because I love spiders.
True. We have Sword of the Squeak, hilarious. It's 2 mana. Equipped creature gets 1/1 for each creature you control with base power and toughness 1. And whenever a hamster, mouse, rat, or squirrel you control enters, you can attach it to that creature. I'm going to put this in the Marigold deck, that one that was like spoiled way, way long ago. But that's neither here nor there. Teferi Time Raveler with the bird artwork is very cool. Lots of land reprints. Slothy, take us away.
Lots of lands. Yeah, we've got Hemped with Bunnies. 2 and a white for a sorcery. It's got Tempting Offer. Draw a card and create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. Then each opponent may draw a card and create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. For each opponent who does, you draw a card and create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token.
That's awesome.
That's a good card. I like that.
That's really awesome.
I love it. Attempt of Discovery, again, very cool artwork. Tender Shoot reprint, Tenuous Truce reprint.
Thickest in the Thicket is the next one.
Hilarious name, by the way.
Good lord. Thickest in the Thicket for 3 double green. It's an enchantment. When the Thickest in the Thicket enters, put X +1/+1 counters on target creature, where X is that creature's power. At the beginning of your end step, draw 2 cards if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. Hey, that's dope.
Right?
I like that. Great artwork too. That's, the flavor text. No pain, no fame.
Right? A Toski reprint, which is so good. So good. Toski was so expensive. We have a Trail Tracker Scout. 1 in the green for a 1/3 Raccoon Scout. You tap, add 1 mana of any color. And whenever you expend 8, return up to 1 target permanent from your graveyard to your hand. Not terrible.
Nice Triskaidekaphile reprint. And then 20-toed Toad. 3 and a blue for a 3/3 Frog Wizard. Your maximum hand size is 20. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on 20-toed Toad and draw a card. And whenever 20-toed Toad attacks, you win the game if there are 20 or more counters on it, or if you have 20 or more cards in hand.
I put this one up on Instagram when they were spoiling it, and the first comment was "show feet, please." I laughed for 20 minutes about that. Did
That's
never
great.
make me laugh. Yeah, that's a really good ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all of that, just all around. Unnatural Growth reprint, Warstorm Surge reprint with, again, very silly artwork. Windgrace's Judgment, Woestrider. I think we might be through our reprints that matter.
That's all the new stuff.
Is that all the new stuff we
That's all the
got?
new
Did we
ones,
get
I
there?
think. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else is like reprints
think
with like really sick artwork. Like Cut a Deal has a great new artwork. The same thing with Farseek.
Yep. The Soul Ring in the set looks really good. The Swords to Plowshare is really cool looking.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really
Ooh,
love
the
the
rapid
Soul Ring.
hybridization has really cool new artwork.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're the whole way through. Wizard class's hamster artwork is awesome. Maybe mouse artwork, but regardless, yeah, I think we're through. I think the other new cards are from the set, like just normal in the set cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we
We'll go
got
over
there.
that.
We got there. We made it. Yay. Yeah, that's it.
We got there.
Yeah, really quickly before we wrap this one up here, what do you guys think of the commander stuff? What do you think?
Slothy, go ahead.
I am honestly a pretty big fan
Okay.
of a lot of the cards. But I don't know.
No,
I think I'm honestly just rebuild
like a tear
the
apart and rebuild these.
recons and changing, especially the Miss Bumbleflower one. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a good fan of all the cards already.
True.
Fair. Fair.
What do you think, Sherman?
I don't know. Like, I love the flavor of the set itself. I like the new mechanics. Um, they've definitely, I feel like compared to the other commander sets that we've seen in the past, it's definitely been powered down, or like the synergy is definitely lower in this one. Um, I would like I'm only really interested in like two of the decks. You
Okay.
know, like the Family Matters one and the Squirrel one, Squirreled Away. Animated Army, I'm kind of interested, kind of not. And going through the cards, like you said, the Group Hug one, Peace Offering, like it's it is kind of disappointing when you actually go through the cards and everything and looking at it. It's kind of disappointing. It's not really a Group Hug.
Yeah, like I feel like it was a big miss.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sadly, like I saw a lot of people on like Twitter and stuff like that saying like, oh yeah, this was like such a cool deck. It's not. It was poorly done. The themes aren't where they need to be. Don't worry about your light. We'll fix it after.
All right.
Yeah. It's shining on the episode shows that we day and night tireless. But no, what I was gonna say is like I just felt that deck sucked. I think both commanders are such cool commanders, and I don't think that this deck gave them a fair shake. And
Yeah.
like especially you're gonna see Mrs. Bumbleflower decks that like it's adorable artwork, and who doesn't like adorable artwork, right? Like there's
Absolutely.
definitely a huge market for that one as a commander.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I just think if you're a lot of the time there's so many precons lately that out of the box you can have a great time with, right? Like you can any of
Mhm.
the Lord of the Rings ones, especially, like there's just a lot that were great out of the box, don't need to change them. And
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
feel that way with any of these ones.
Yeah. It feels like you are required to tear these apart.
Yeah, like I said, the
Mhm.
Mrs. Bumbleflower and Mr. Foxglove, two entirely different deck paths, right?
Yeah.
The Arthur Marigold and the Xena, like the family voice one, they're just so different. Again, like at least the raccoon deck one, it's kind of similar. You know, you're making stuff, but half the raccoon deck is artifacts. So this is again better in its own deck, like as its own like enchantments have. Like this would be a cool aura commander,
Yeah.
but like yeah, there's just the only one I felt was
Mhm.
like it was the squirrel deck because the odd acorn gang at least is like squirrel thematic.
Yeah.
yeah, like I just felt I felt like it was back to early Commander days where they were
Yeah.
still trying to figure out what they're doing, and I didn't like that as much. I think the cards are really cool. I think there's a lot of really cool abilities and a lot of stuff I'm excited to try out and play with.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
abilities,
exactly.
great artwork.
But like a lot of it is tear down. A lot of it is like stuff that's got to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But damn, do I ever want playmats of these face commanders?
Right.
Yeah, like these are 10 out of 10. No complaints about the artwork. It's so cool. Yeah, I'm happy. There anyone else have any final closing? Oh, and the bootlegger stash. I still am not over how good of a reprint that was. That's it. Those are my final thoughts.
Mhm.
I'm gonna wrap there. Has anyone got any final thoughts before?
Slothy?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I
Let's
don't think
take
so.
let's take us out then. Thank you guys for getting through our episode that we've got up so bright and early to record. Yeah, if you like what you're hearing, like, share, subscribe. It really does help us out to kind of get noticed. I should start saying this stuff earlier in the episode. We'll get there next time. If you liked the Commander stuff that's coming out, you're gonna want sleeves. You're gonna want to go to AI Armor and get those sleeves. AI Armor has really cool new Bloomburrow sleeves, which are awesome. And they're
like
just
10 of
right now they're the best sleeves. Working with them or not, they're the best sleeves in the game. I like them. They're better than the Dragon Shield ones. I don't have to restack my deck. That it's all so full of air. I get it. I can't say enough good things about them. Am I wrong? Like they're so good, so good. So yeah, we have a link in our bio. It's a nice link. Go check out their stuff. They have so many cool new designs. Blah blah blah. If you want any of these cards that are in these decks and you don't want to buy them, they're going to be up, obviously, always on the Abyss Proxy Shop for the expensive stuff. So go over there, check it out. Promo code IT99 gets you a discount. And if you want to build stuff with us, come to Patreon. It's a nice, easy, extra way to support us. Come in for as little as $1. You can build decks with us because we've been crazy Bloomburrow building. There's going to be a lot and stuff. Lively Discord talks about building and stuff. So I'm excited to see the route some people go. Like there's a lot of stuff people are going to want to build in this. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's the gist of it. I go to our outro screen and that's it. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we will be back with another recording in a minute, but you guys won't get it till next week. Bye.